Known all over Nigeria as Ezego, the king of money, the late self-made Nigerian millionaire Victor Nnamdi Okafor was one of the most mysterious rich men in Nigeria. Due to his flamboyant lifestyle and spending, Nigerians named him Ezego, which means the king of money. He was also known as Udubanj and the young millionaire. Ezego did not live long after gaining such enormous wealth. He died amid some mysterious circumstances, and no one was willing to inherit or buy his house or cars or any of his properties. All his businesses collapsed strangely all of a sudden. This is the story of one of the richest young millionaires in the history of Nigeria. Please do subscribe, like this video and share. Thank you for subscribing. Born on December 25, 1964 in Uzokwa, Ihiala in Anambra State, Nigeria, Victor Nnamdi Okafor's rise to grace was just as short as his tragic fall. Victor Nnamdi Okafor was born into a poor home. He reportedly dropped out of secondary school due to certain circumstances, and in 1988, he joined a gang of notorious boys who terrorized and robbed the traders in Onitsha. Many of his gang members were arrested, but Victor Nnamdi Okafor, who would later be called Ezego, the king of money, was very elusive and slipped away from the police on many occasions. It is reported that his father disowned him due to his involvement in the notorious gang and robbery. So, in 1989, Victor Nnamdi Okafor moved to Lagos to stay with someone who had promised to teach him to do business. This was the beginning of his wealth and fame. He stayed in Lagos for some time without any significant change. However, all of a sudden, after his period of stay in Lagos, Victor Nnamdi's wealth grew and spread like wildfire. He came to own the largest electronic market store in all of Nigeria and several other large supermarkets at important spots in the country. He wasn't certainly the richest millionaire at the time, but his extravagant lifestyle and rumor about his questionable source of wealth brought so much attention to him. He spent millions of naira on acquiring all the latest and expensive cars at the time. He owned several expensive mansions in Nigeria and overseas and other properties, all of which became very useless after his death because no one was willing to inherit or buy them. People believed he was involved in some kind of cultism. Due to his flamboyant lifestyle and spending, Nigerians named Ezego, which means the king of money. He was also known as Udubanj and the young millionaire. Ezego did not live long after gaining such enormous wealth. He died amid some mysterious circumstances, and no one was willing to inherit or buy his house or cars or any of his properties. All his businesses collapsed strangely all of a sudden. Ezego was known to celebrate Christmas in his hometown, Ihiala. Every year, he traveled to Ihiala where he would show generosity to the poor and needy and do many benevolent activities. However, in the Christmas of 1999, it was quite different. It was the day he would meet his mysterious and untimely death on his way to Ihiala, his hometown. Normally, Ezego never traveled by car directly from Lagos to Ihiala. He usually took the aeroplane from Lagos to Enugu and then travel in a convoy of high-end cars the rest of the journey to his hometown. But strangely, on the Christmas of 1999, Ezego insisted he would travel by car from Lagos to Ihiala, his hometown, for his usual annual carnival and Christmas celebrations. Among the cars that formed Ezego's convoy for the journey were a limousine, Lexus SUV, a Lincoln Navigator, a Porsche, a new Honda, and a Cherokee. He spent millions purchasing luxury cars from Nigeria's biggest car dealer, Tayo Ayeni's Moonstone Motors. Ezego hardly drove himself. He had a chauffeur who drove him wherever he went, but strangely again on that day, he insisted he would drive himself. During the journey on the 25th of December 1999, around the Asaba area in Delta State, one of the cars in the convoy broke down. It was the Cherokee. Ezego, instead of calling a mechanic or a tow truck, insisted again that he would tow the broken down car by himself using one of the cars in the convoy. The journey was moving smoothly until they got to the areas around Ozubulu and Okija on the Onitsha-Owerri road, not more than 2 kilometers from his destination, Ihiala, his hometown. Ezego entered into a pothole while driving and instantly applied his brakes. The Cherokee, which he was towing, ran into his car and both of the cars tumbled into a ditch at the sidewalk of the road. Ezego sustained serious head injuries and was rushed to the nearby health facility, Lady of Lourdes Hospital. It is reported that Ezego had previously donated about 40 million naira to this hospital. Unfortunately, his condition was too serious and was therefore referred to a specialist hospital in Port Harcourt. Sadly, Ezego, the king of money, gave up the ghost on the way to the hospital at Port Harcourt. He died at the age of 34 on his birthday in 1999. A brief period after his death, Ezego's lawyer Barnabas Igwe was murdered alongside his wife Abigail on September 2, 2002. No other lawyer was willing to read Ezego's will and nobody was willing to inherit or buy any of his properties. Among his properties was a garage full of luxurious cars such as Mercedes-Benz R230, sedan Lincoln Continental Mark 8 worth $1 billion and over 70 houses in Nigeria and other places. He had magnificent shopping centers built around Nigeria. He owned the Ezego shopping complex on Island Avenue, which had a branch in Abuja. He also owned the Ezego Plaza located along the Murtala International Airport Road. Other businesses owned by the late Victor Nnamdi Okafor Ezego were Vitex Zinc Company Limited, Ezego Nigeria Limited, Vic Winners International Limited, Ezego Holdings Limited, and Ezego Properties Limited. All these businesses collapsed under some mysterious and strange circumstances. Ezego's real estate worth $500 million outside Ihiala and his mansion in Ihiala, which he built with expensive exotic bricks imported from Italy, is now covered in bushes and dirt.